The Dubai Airshow has become one of the most important aviation events on the calendar, an East meets West melting pot which boasts the world's largest static display and a flying display that is similarly impressive. In this short programme, we'll recap the flying display highlights. A full hour-long version showing all of the performances in much more detail is available on the Plains TV streaming service. This year, 3 foreign nations sent their national aerobatic teams to Dubai: the Russian Knights, India's Surya Kiran, and Morocco's very rarely seen Marsh Vert. But the UAE's own Fursan al Emarat stole the limelight as they debuted their brand new fleet of Hongdu L-15A Falcons. The other star of the flying display was the Sukhoi Su-57, making only its 3rd international airshow appearance. The jet was flown by the legendary test pilot Sergei Bogdan, who put it through a simply jaw-dropping solo sequence that showcased the aircraft's unmatched low-speed manoeuvrability. For only the 2nd time at an airshow, Russian 5th-gen technology came face-to-face with its American counterpart, an F-35A Lightning II, also performing in the flying display. China too was present, not with a fighter, but with its C919 jetliner, making only its 2nd international airshow appearance. This was a rare and historic gathering of aeroplanes from every major aircraft-producing nation. The Dubai Airshow is truly without parallel on the global airshow circuit. The first day of the Dubai Airshow is often the most impressive, not least thanks to its huge opening flypast. This year the flypast consisted of some 44 aircraft in 5 formations from the UAE's armed forces and commercial airlines. First, helicopters from the Air Force and Joint Aviation Command, 2 Apaches, 2 Bell 407s, 2 AS-550s, 3 Black Hawks and the Chinook. Fixed-wing assets next, C295M with 2 Twin Otters and 2 Caravans, followed by an L100 flanked by a pair of air tractors. Next, 3 of the UAE's 4 major airlines show off their wares. Emirates lead with an A380-800, A350-900 and 777-300. Then Etihad with one of their own A380s, trailed by a Fly Dubai 737 MAX 8. Then came the main formation, an Airbus A330 MRTT leading a C-17 and a Saab GlobalEye, together escorted by 8 Mirage 2000s and 10 F-16s. Immediately after that impressive flypast came a display by the UAE's national aerobatic team, Fursan al Emarat. This is a very significant display because it is the debut performance of the team's new Hongdu L-15A Falcons. It's been known for a few years that the team would re-equip with this aircraft type, but the sudden appearance of the new jets at the Dubai Airshow was unexpected. The L-15, also known as the JL-10, was designed in China, first flying in 2006. It's available in multiple versions, including as a supersonic afterburning combat aircraft, although the variant we see here is a subsonic non-afterburning trainer. It's powered by two Ukrainian Ivchenko Progress AI-222 engines. The new jets have come painted in a fresh colour scheme, black and gold as before, denoting the desert sand and the riches of the oil found beneath, but this time the gold is limited to 7 lines, with each line representing one of the 7 Emirates. Likewise, the use of 7 aircraft is emblematic of the 7 Emirates. This is pretty much the home show for Fursan al Emarat. They're based at Al Minhad Air Base, which is only about 10 miles away. They perform globally though, and in recent years they've flown in the UK, Malaysia, Ethiopia, China, Switzerland, Slovakia and Morocco. Many aerobatic teams have a trademark, that one manoeuvre which we always picture when we imagine them. Fursan al Emarat most certainly have a trademark, and this is it, the UAE DNA. The Air Force also fielded solo displays by its 2 main fighter types. This is the F-16E Desert Falcon. And here is the Mirage 2000-9, which performed an absolutely fantastic solo display. The UAE's Mirage fleet is due to begin winding down in 2027, and the type will be fully retired in the early 2030s, replaced by the Dassault Rafale. And here is the UAE's fighter of the future, the Dassault Rafale. This one comes from the French Air and Space Force, and it's based here in the UAE as part of a detachment at Al Dhafra. The pilot is Captain Jean-Brice Millet. Here's one of China's first commercial aviation products, the C919, making only its second international airshow appearance. With a range of up to 3,300 nautical miles and a capacity of 192 passengers, the C919 isn't quite as large or as long-legged as its Western counterparts, but it still fits the bill for plenty of airlines, and it's been ordered in huge numbers, over 1,000. That being said, we probably won't see many C919s flying internationally in the near future. The type has yet to be certified by any Western regulator, and its production rate is very slow indeed. Comac is fairly new to the world of display flying, and the C919 was flown very conservatively. The same can't be said for Boeing, which displayed the Dash 9 variant of the 777X. The 777X is a marvel of engineering, the largest twin-jet airliner ever built, with capacity for well over 400 passengers depending on the configuration. Its enormous 72-metre wingspan won't fit onto most airport parking stands, so Boeing has had to develop folding wingtips of the style usually reserved for fast jets that operate from aircraft carriers. A technological marvel it may be, but the 777X is a programme in deep trouble. Further delays to the programme were announced just days prior to the Dubai Airshow, and by the time it enters service, no earlier than 2027, it will have taken as long to bring this re-engined 777 to market as it did to deliver the Airbus A380. American military air power was represented by several types, including this B-52H Stratofortress from the 96th Bomb Squadron at Barksdale, Louisiana, but operating here from Rota in Spain. Here comes the US Air Force's latest fighter, the F-35A Lightning II, a multi-role fighter specialising in the strike role. This is only the second time that an American fifth-generation fighter has performed at the same airshow as one of its Russian counterparts. The comparison probably didn't do the F-35 justice. It was clearly the less proficient airshow performer, but whether that means anything in combat is, of course, another matter entirely. The undisputed star of the Dubai Airshow 2025 was the Sukhoi Su-57, making only its third airshow appearance outside Russia and stunning the crowds with one of the most impressive solo jet displays ever seen at an airshow. At the controls, the legendary test pilot Sergei Bogdan. This was described officially as a flying display appearance by a Sukhoi Su-57E, although the truth is a bit more nuanced than that. No true Sukhoi Su-57 has ever appeared in public outside Russia. This is a prototype, and unlike a real Su-57, it's not stealth, and it lacks full combat capabilities. The aircraft was to an extent inspired by the American F-22 Raptor, but Sukhoi deemed that the Raptor's weapons payload was impractically small and its manoeuvrability was poor by the standards of thrust vectoring fighters. So they set about making the Su-57 far larger, with widely spaced engines, giving room for much larger weapon bays than the F-22. They also adopted a larger leading-edge root extension than the Raptor for improved high-alpha performance, and canted the thrust vectoring nozzles at an angle, giving the Su-57 functional three-dimensional thrust vectoring, even though each individual engine only has two-dimensional vectoring. But there's no shying away from the fact that this is a very troubled programme, years behind schedule, suffering from very slow production rates, and any combat use has been extremely limited and sporadic. Here, a world debut. For the first time in public, the Su-57 will open its weapons bay in flight. In the forward main bay, a pair of Kh-58 anti-radiation missiles. Mounted in small bays in the wing roots, a pair of R-74 short-range heat-seeking infrared missiles. While questions remain about the Su-57's combat capabilities, as an airshow performer, it is in a league of its own. This has just been a short excerpt of its extraordinary performance. You can see more of this, and indeed see more of the other aircraft that flew at the Dubai Airshow in our feature-length programme about the show, which is available now on the Planes TV streaming service.